of you, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Stephen Camp. I was raised and live in Newnan in Coweta County. I'm a lawyer there, married, have a little 3-year-old boy, and I'm excited to be with you this morning. And before I talk about myself and my campaign, I want to congratulate all of you, and I really mean that. These sorts of events, in my mind, are the very essence of civic discourse, and particularly when you're in an area that has historically been the other side of the aisle, it's all the more important on mornings like this. All of us could be doing other things, but you chose to come here, and it says a lot about you, and you should give yourselves a hand for that. Beyond that, last week marked the end of Georgia's primary season, and we're moving into general election mode to unseat Lynn Westmoreland and bring back thoughtful leadership to this district that speaks to families and businesses here. As you talk to people, we're going to have to, and you mentioned this, we're going to have to bring people to the polls and people to the Democratic side in this county, in this district, who have not necessarily voted the Democratic ballot. And so I know I'm preaching to the choir somewhat here, but I want to give you just a few examples that I think will be helpful to you in talking to your friends and your colleagues about my race and about my opponent. And I'll bring up 3 or 4. You could easily substitute 3 or 4 others that I think just illustrate how Congressman Westmoreland is out of touch with all but a very, very, very minor part of the constituency. A few examples. Last month, the House overwhelmingly passed by about 355, I think, to 59, the Medicare Improvements for Patients and Providers Act. A very non-controversial bill. To vote that bill down would have resulted in doctors facing $330 million in Medicare reimbursement cuts in Georgia alone over an 18-month period. That's fine for doctors, but it has an effect on patients. What it meant was that according to the AMA, 60% of physicians in this state would have either had to stop entirely or drastically reduce seeing new Medicare patients, and that hurts citizens of Georgia. Very non-controversial bill. Just prior to that, this past April, when energy prices, gas prices, and the unemployment rate were all soaring and on the rise, Congressman Westmoreland was spending his time and his energy introducing legislation to require the Justice Department and the FBI to investigate the BCS college football system, basically to mandate a college playoff system. Poor use of congressional energy. Go back to last summer. Georgia Congressman John Lewis introduced the Emmett Till bill. It would have mandated, or at least paved the way, for Justice Department and FBI funds to be used to prosecute outstanding murders from the Jim Crow and Civil Rights eras. It passed by a margin of 433 to 2. Westmoreland was one of the 2 to vote against it. Go back a little further to 2005, he became a proud and founding member of what's now known as the Katrina 11, when he joined Tom DeLay and 9 other Republican congressmen to vote against a critical federal aid package to the victims of the Gulf Coast. To vote that down would have simply delayed relief to those people after that storm. So these are not Democratic or Republican issues. These are bipartisan, broad issues that the vast majority of the electorate agrees on, and that you can use to talk to your friends, your family, your co-workers about why this race is important. Simply put, he does not belong in Congress. As I've traveled around the district the past couple of months, and it includes Coweta, Fayette, and Henry counties, going south all the way to Columbus, northern Muskogee County. We have 15 counties in the 3rd district. A lot of people have asked me, because I'm not a career politician, I jumped into politics a few months ago, why I decided to interrupt my law practice to get involved in politics. And the simple reason is this district, my family and I recognized, has a critical need for leadership change. We all know the issues that are facing us. An energy crisis that's going to continue to worsen absent comprehensive planning in both the short and the long term. We don't need sound bites. Drill here, drill now. It sounds good. He attempts to appeal to a certain people want to do something, and that's important, but there's no plan behind it. And we need leadership change here, both in that, the healthcare arena, you name it. He is a failed congressman and he has failed leadership here. I can offer better. I'm a small business owner. I represent employees in proceedings such as unpaid overtime, discrimination suits, harassment suits, unpaid benefits, denials of benefits, and wrongful termination. I have a background helping people in this district and around Georgia in suits such as those, and I believe I can offer a better leadership for you. So I'm asking for your help on a number of levels, and I'd like to thank, first of all, the Obama campaign. The Georgia congressional candidates were on a phone call just yesterday afternoon. There was a representative for the Campaign for Change talking about how they could coordinate with us. If you sign up on the Obama website right now, the Neighbor to Neighbor program, to knock door to door, you're not only canvassing for Senator Obama, you're also canvassing for me, because there's questions built into that for the down candidates and the congressional candidates. And that is an invaluable resource that many of us would not be able to put in place by ourselves. So this is an exciting year. It's exciting that Georgia's in play, and the 3rd District can and will be in play if we get out and organize and put some effort behind it. So thank you very much, and thank you for having me. Be happy to answer questions.
Yeah. How do we get